I'm currently joined with FemConnect's founder, Asonele Kotu, and she'll be telling us more about FemConnect and also period poverty, how it affects mostly poor girls in poor communities. Asonele, thank you so much for joining us today. Let's go in. Please tell us a little bit about FemConnect and also touch on period poverty.
Well, FemConnect is a digital platform where we assist women, girls, and every single person who experiences menstruation, whether they identify as a girl or a woman, to be able to get easy access to feminine hygiene products. And for those who are in need and do not have cannot afford sanitary pads, then they can request for assistance through our online platform. What we then do is we then match the people that are in need or the communities that are in need with organizations that are already doing the distribution on the groundwork. We want to do this, and we're providing this platform so that we can be able to provide educational content and also some kind of an easy way where people are able to get hold of sanitary pads when they need them at that particular moment, and not having to wait on when the next donation is coming either from the school or an NGO or the local community. Yeah.
And can you touch on period poverty? How great of a problem is it, whether it's in the poor community or in the communities where people can afford it? How big of a problem is it?
It is actually a huge issue because it's not just a uniquely South African problem, it is a global issue. In South Africa, around 2019, we were sitting with over 3.7 million girls that didn't have access to sanitary products, clean sanitation, and everything that goes that goes under the period poverty umbrella. Because often we always think when we talk about period poverty, it's about the distribution of pads, but it goes beyond that. It's about making sure that there is clean facilities where a girl who is at school can be able to clean herself when she's changing in the bathrooms. So there should be a bathroom, there should be at least a toilet roll, there should be a bin or something where she can drop this off, which are things that we don't easily find in our local schools, in our community schools. In addition to that, also the emotional support and also the support around understanding what is happening in your body, because there's so many stigmas and taboos. You get told that you're dirty when you're on your period, you can't do certain things, you need to isolate. There's still those traditional beliefs here and there. We need to educate people and make sure that everyone understands that this is a normal occurrence that is happening. It's something that is part of your biology. It's something that you cannot stop. It happens on a frequent monthly basis, and it's not dirty. It's just a natural thing that is happening to you as a woman. And we should look at it as a human right, because it is a human right for people to be able to get access to either menstrual products or be in a supportive environment that makes a person comfortable when they are menstruating.
I know that there has been, discussions or topics whereby people say, if condoms are free, why are sanitary pads not free? What's your opinion on that?
Well, my take is basically the very same. That is why we are here today, because when we had the HIV pandemic, that was an issue. There were condoms that were distributed to ensure that there's prevention of further spreading of the virus. Now we're sitting with a problem of period poverty, and this has been going for years. So why are we not making those remedial steps where we can say, okay, what is the need? How do we address this? Obviously, the need is young girls or young women within impoverished communities, or people that are not even living in impoverished communities, who just are not economically there yet to be able to buy their own stuff. They need the support. So why are we not seeing vending machines in public toilets where you can actually get a tampon, a pad, or any other menstrual products? And that is what we're urging the government to do. Look into the free distribution, look into supporting the organizations that are already on the ground. There's so many people that are already doing the work in their own capacity, where a person would take out money from their pocket and say, I want to donate to 50 girls this month. Empower those people, work with them, and once we bring everybody together that is doing these distribution initiatives, it will be so easier for us to reach out to girls in millions, and also nationally, and not just in small clusters in our communities.
How important is it, do you feel, how important is it for people or for our parents, our mothers, our grandmothers, aunties, to talk to our young ones about their menstrual cycles?
It's extremely important because I can speak for myself. The taboos that my mom was told when she was young is what she handed over to me, and I kept on believing that because that's what she knew and what she was taught about her period. And that's why the continuation of these taboos and stigma still continues up until we say today, okay, as a community, not just women, as a community, we need to educate moms how to talk to their young girls. We need to have schools integrate this kind of education into the curriculum because we need to teach girls about their bodies. We also need to go into communities and speak to males as well and say, don't be worried, don't be scared to speak about or touching a pad or touching a tampon. We need to bring those conversation across because there's so many elements or there's so many areas that are not actually taken care of. For example, if I can think about physically challenged people, how many times have you gone into a shop and found a product, a menstrual product that was specifically designed for a physically challenged person? And we don't question those because we are not yet educating ourselves about the importance of understanding accessibility to menstrual products and also the diversity of what we have available. So it's important to have these conversations openly, to educate each other, to come together as communities, young, old, big, whatever. Come together, let's all understand what we're talking about. The same way we understand when a person has flu, these are the remedies that we can. It needs to be a conversation like that.
Just before we end the interview, anything else you would like to add?
I am so impressed with all the work that everybody is doing in South Africa at the moment, in their various communities, people that are doing this kind of work in their personal capacity and putting their own into making sure that they are doing something for someone else. And it's not a selfish driven initiative that some people are taking, but it's something that they want to see for the betterment of our country. As we go today to Parliament and as our counterparts in Pretoria are marching to the Department of Women, Youth and People with Disabilities, what we want to see is we want to see the government coming into the party as well. We want them to make solutions. We've seen so many drafts of policies and frameworks and potential programs that can be implemented, but it just ends there on paper. Now what we are calling for is for action. Come to the party, make sure we deliver, bring in the people on the ground that are already doing the work, and let's just improve and end this period poverty issue because it's been a talking point for so long. Now we need to act on it. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Asonele, for joining us today and for sharing a little bit about what's going to be happening today at today's protest. We're heading back to studio to speak to Zolani.